Hey friends, it's Hope, and today I am here to do a book haul. Now, it's been a few months since I've done a book haul, and I've accumulated maybe around 8 or 9 books, so I thought it was a good time to do one again. I know I'm going to be buying a few books in the month of April, but that will just give me an excuse to make another book haul video. Also, I just recently got a new camera. My husband surprised me with a Nikon D3300, I think it is, and I'm testing it out with a mic, and I'll figure out the lighting eventually. But if things look a little wonky, or maybe things look really good right now, that's the reason why I'm using a new camera for the first time, and I'm super excited. And if you guys also have a Nikon D3300, and if you have any tips for me, I would love to hear all your tips, so go ahead and leave them down below in the comments. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get on with this book haul. The first book I want to show you is I Am the Messenger by Markus Zusak. I've never read a Markus Zusak book, but I hear amazing things about his novels, and this one in particular follows Ed, and he is a taxi driver. One day he is delivered an ace, and that means he is tasked to go on these secret missions. But the big question is, who is behind Ed's mission? I've been meaning to pick this up for quite some time now, pretty much like the rest of these books in my book haul. I'm excited to read this one because, like I said, I hear amazing things about Markus Zusak's books, and it's not too long, so maybe I'll get to it in the month of March, who knows. The next book I have to show you is Never Let Me Go, and it is by Kazu Ishiguro. I think that's the correct pronunciation. I don't know. My Japanese is a little rusty, and I'm assuming that is a Japanese last name. I digress. This book is about 3 siblings who throughout this story deal with innocence, knowledge, and loss. After years after they've been through boarding school, they reconnect, and the reunion is to help them understand why they are all so special. Now, you're probably thinking, Hope, that is so very vague. Well, the back of the book is very vague, and when I looked up the Goodreads description, somebody's review specifically warned not to read other people's reviews or look up anything more about the book because it will give a lot away. So for that reason, I'm going to go in pretty blind, and that is why I'm also giving you a very generic summary of this book. The next book I have to show you has been all over BookTube recently, so you probably have heard of it, and it is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. Alexandra Bracken is the author that wrote the Darkest Minds trilogy, which I have still yet to finish. I need to get on that. You too, Mandy. We need to do a buddy read sometime soon so we can finish that trilogy and find out what the heck is gonna happen in book 3. All I really know about Passenger, it is a time travel novel, and I hear that the first part of the novel is so slow. Really, train? You gonna do that to me right now? You guys hear that? But I hear that the ending makes up for the slowness of the beginning, so I just gotta hang on in there, and I'll let you know what I think of it when I decide to pick it up. The next book I have is Daughter of Deep Silence by Carrie Ryan, and this book is all about revenge after one fateful day when a luxury boat named Persephone sinks and crashes, or something happens to the boat. I'm really not sure, but only 3 people survive on that fateful night, and our girl here on the cover, she's out for revenge because someone is not telling the truth about the accident. The next 2 books I have to show you, you guys have seen on my BookTube channel the last couple videos, and that is Falling Kingdoms and Rebel Spring by Morgan Rhodes. I recently read these and loved them so very much. You know how I mentioned that I will probably be buying a few more books next month? Well, Gathering Darkness, which is the 3rd book in the series, definitely will be one of them. I haven't bought it yet, but it is bound to happen sometime very soon. I read both of these books, loved them. I did a mini review for Falling Kingdoms, and I will link that down below in the description box. It was one of my 3 for 3s, so if you are interested in checking that out, link down below. The next book that I have to show you, I don't know if I have hauled this book or not. I've had it for a while, but I just don't ever really remember showing it to you guys, so I thought, why not include it in this one? And that is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Most of you probably know this is the 2nd book in the Throne of Glass series, and I have not read the 1st book, But the reason why I decided to get this one is because my used bookstore back at home is so amazing. They get so many great books in there. And because I lived in Missouri for a long time, I accumulated a lot of book credit. And when I moved to Louisiana, I still kept my account. I don't even think you can cash out your book credit. So long story long, I put this book on hold knowing one day I was going to read it. They called me while I was living in Louisiana, but I had my sister go and pick it up for me. And when I went home for Christmas, I brought it back here to Louisiana. Now it is in my possession. It is beautiful. I need to get to this series ASAP. And if you guys saw my March TBR, I asked for you guys to help me vote on which book I'm going to be reading in the month of March. Right now, The Nightingale and Throne of Glass are winning by a landslide. So it's pretty safe to say that I'll be starting the Throne of Glass series pretty soon. And if it's anything like Falling Kingdoms, I'm going to probably binge read the first 2 books. The next book I have to show you is Stay With Me by Jailin. Now, Jailin is a Jennifer L. Armentrout, but she writes under Jailin when she writes her new adult books. And kind of a funny story here, I went to this thing called Trash and Treasure. It's like this ginormous garage sale pretty much in a department store, and the book was 25 cents. So I was like, even though I've read this, I really love this book, so I'm just gonna buy it because hello, it's Jennifer L. Armentrout. And then after I bought it, I realized it wasn't the book that I thought it was. I actually thought it was the first book in this series, but it's okay because it was only a quarter, and I probably will reread this one day because I really love this new adult series, or I will end up lending it out to one of my friends because that's what we do. We just spread the love with all the good books. If you guys like Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing and you are wanting to get into the new adult genre, definitely check out that series. It's a lot of fun. They are quick reads and they're companion novels, so it doesn't follow the same couple through each book, but some of them do make appearances in the books through the series. The next book I have to show you has a gorgeous cover, and that is one of the main reasons why I bought the book, and that is Summer Island by Kristin Hannah. I loved Kristin Hannah's book Firefly Lane. I'm currently reading The Nightingale, and I just absolutely adore this cover, like I said. So this was also 25 cents at that Trash and Treasure little shindig, so I went ahead and picked it up. This story follows an estranged mother-daughter relationship, and they come together to learn how to heal and forgive some really deep wounds from years past. So this is probably not going to be a light and fluffy read. All right, friends, we're down to the final 2 books that I have to show you guys. I am going to leave the best for last. So we are going to talk about A Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers. Now, this story takes place in ancient Rome, and it is about a slave who continues to fight for her family, herself, and the man that she is falling in love with. I had very mixed feelings on this book. I ended up rating this book a 2 out of 5 stars, but our main character was very admirable. And with that said, I think I'm going to give book 2 a chance because this trilogy is praised by everyone that I've talked to that has read this trilogy. So I think I'm going to give book 2 a chance, but I didn't really enjoy it, and I will leave my book review down below. If you guys really enjoy books with the setting in ancient Rome, you guys may want to actually look at picking this up, and then when you read it, you can talk to me about your thoughts and if you agree with me or disagree with me on what goes down in this book. But the last book that I have to show you is absolutely wonderful, and you guys may know which book I'm talking about because I have swooned over this book in the last couple of videos, and that is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. Friends, this book is a book that every single one of you ladies out there need to read. I mean, guys can totally read this too, but this is definitely a mandatory read for all my lady subscribers out there. This book totally captivates the true meaning of unconditional love. If you guys are looking for a wonderful love story, a love story that is clean and not too raunchy, definitely check this one out. It is a thick book, but don't let that scare you because you will fly through it. And ladies, if you love yourself some swoon-worthy male characters, Michael Hosea, is definitely going to get the job done in this one because he is just a wonderful man. And like I said, this is the perfect portrayal of unconditional love, and I highly recommend it to everybody. All right, friends. Well, I feel like I've been rambling on for the last 30 minutes, so this should be a really fun video to edit down. That wraps it up for my book haul over the last few months. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have read any of these books, let me know down below in the comment section. You guys know what to do. Until next time, I hope you guys have the most wonderful day, and I'm sure I will see you soon. Bye!